verse 38. But it be known unto you therefore.
Listen up. Listen, read from the top.
But it be known unto you therefore, men and brethren.
Hey, bro, they not listening. They've been warned. The Most High has marked them. It's on them now. So I'm talking to you. You got your beard shaved, right? You can repent from this stuff. Read it from the top again for this brother here. If they don't want to listen.
Well, I really don't grow a beard like that.
Again, now, if you don't grow it, you can't do nothing. Now, we're supposed to keep fringes on our clothing, right? So this is for you. Great. Stop.
Be it known unto you therefore, men and brethren.
Read it. The book in chapter and verse.
The book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 38.
Go ahead.
Be it known unto you therefore, men and brethren, that through this man is preached unto you.
Hey, brother, listen. Go ahead.
The forgiveness of sins.
It says through this man being Jesus the Christ, right here. I don't want you to think we're talking about this dude. We're talking about this man here. It says through this man is preached the forgiveness of sins. So you can be forgiven of your wickedness through this man. All you got to do is do what he told us to do, which is the law, statutes, and commandments of his Father. Read.
And by him, all that believe are justified from all things.
Now, what's believing? Do you know what believing is?
Believing?
Yeah, do you know what believing is? Believing in something. Sirach 32 and 24. You know what believing is? You got a job, right? You believe that you're going to get a paycheck at the end of the work week. So what do you do? What's the action that you do?
Work.
Right. You work. So that means you believe that you're going to get some money by the end of the work week, right? 32 and 24. I'm going to show you, according to the Bible, what believing in Christ is.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 24.
Go ahead.
He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandments.
It says, so he that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandments. I mean, he does the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of God. That's how you believe. Read it again.
He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandments.
Go ahead. Get Numbers 15:38. Now I want to show you, because I mentioned about fringes, right? Because the men and the women, the children of the Israelites, are supposed to have fringes on their clothing. We're supposed to have fringes. That's what all these men got around them. Any man you see out here with fringes on them and a border of blue, they're Israelites. They know who their God is.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of
Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right! And bid them that they make them...
Bid means to command. Command them. Read.
That they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So they have to make themselves fringes in the borders of their garments. The borders of your garments for the men will be the end of your shirt. Our sisters wear long skirts or long dresses, and they have them at the bottom of the skirt. So read it from the top again.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
That's you men right here. You, and you. Read.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So command them that they make them fringes in the borders of the garments. Y'all listening, right?
Throughout their generations.
So throughout their generations mean until that bloodline dies, which we're still here. So we're not dead. That command still goes on, read.
And that they put upon the fringe.
So you gotta put upon the fringe, read.
Of the borders, a ribbon of blue.
You have a ribbon of blue around each of these men. His color, his blue, is different than his blue. His is different than his blue. Dark blue, light blue. As long as it's blue, that's what it's supposed to be. Put a ribbon of blue on top of the fringe, read.
And it shall be unto you.
Now listen, most folks ask, why do we wear the fringes? What are those fringes for? There's a reason, read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
So you're supposed to look down at your fringes and remember all the commandments of the Lord. One of the commandments is that you shall remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Get that, Exodus 20. That's one of the commandments. You listening, bro? One of the commandments for you to follow that God gave you is to keep the Sabbath day holy. Who out here, which one of you 4 men bought something today? You bought something? That's breaking the Sabbath. Who sold something today? Who cooked today? That's breaking the Sabbath. Who bought, sold, cooked, worked. Thank you. Who worked today? You worked? Huh? You on your way to work? You work? You? That's breaking the Sabbath. But again, our people didn't know that. 20 and 8.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Hold up. Genesis 2 and 2. Hold that. Genesis 2 and 2. I want y'all to listen up. Because the Most High made certain days special, certain days he didn't. Not so special, I'll say that. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 2. Now, y'all notice what we're reading out of, right? It's the Bible. I'm not coming out of my own mouth. This is the Bible that we're reading out of. What you say? Where's that church located? Where's our church located? Right now, what you can do is get online, or you can get in contact with the officer here, and he'll get you all the information that you need.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 2. And on the seventh day, God ended his work.
So the Most High God had 6 days prior to this day. So the seventh day he ended his work, right?
Which he made.
All right.
And he rested on the seventh day.
So God rested on the seventh day. The seventh day would be yesterday, Friday night, sundown, through today until sundown. Read. Got it?
No. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
Right.
And God blessed the seventh day.
He blessed the seventh day. Read.
And sanctified it.
He sanctified this day. Read.
Because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
So the Most High rested on the Sabbath day. Go back to Exodus 20 and 8. So he rested on the Sabbath day. He gave us the commandment to do the same. 20 and 8.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
Listen up.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Keep the Sabbath day holy. How? There's one way.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
6 days you work. That's how many days you're allowed to work. 6 days. Read.
But the seventh day
But the seventh day that he rested, read.
is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
In it thou shalt not do any work,
You shall not do any work on the Sabbath day. Read.
thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant.
So nobody around you that's under your roof that you are ahead of, they're not supposed to be working. They're not supposed to be cooking. They're not supposed to be buying or selling. Also, along with you.
Nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day.
Now that's repeating what it said back in Genesis 2. Now let me ask you brothers a question. How did you read the Bible? You read the Bible? Huh? The Quran? So you're a Muslim, right? You're practicing it? Now, let me ask you this question. When has the Quran ever gotten your people out of slavery? When has the Quran ever been fuel to someone to revolt against the slave master? When has the Quran ever been that book? Never. It's never. The Bible has been that book. The Bible has been a book of revolution since we had it, which is from the beginning, right? The Quran has never been that fuel for the black man to do anything. It kept them crippled. So, you said you read the Bible too?
I do, but I use it for reference. But I mean, I see, like for slavery, I think slavery is a mindset.
Now, you said slavery is a mindset.
Slavery is a mindset. And I say, for instance, the Bible, in my the Bible is to be used as reference. But in the case you use it as reference, you have to learn from it. You have to look at the stories, look at everything going on, and use it for reference. And a lot of people, they're into the Bible, they're into it so much they're not actually applying it to their lives.
All right, so he says, this man says that a lot of people are into the Bible, but they're not applying it, right? Like applying it would be if you was to go home and put on fringes because the Bible said so. That's applying, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, you said slavery is a mind state, right?
Yeah.
Captivity.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
Captivity, another word for captivity is what? Slavery.
Because they have no knowledge.
Now it says, my people went into captivity. That's you. That's you men. My people went into captivity. Read.
And their honorable men are famished.
It said they have no knowledge, meaning they don't keep the commandments. Read.
And their multitude dried up with thirst.
Now listen.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
Hey brother, hell, it said hell have enlarged itself because the children of Israel went to captivity. So hell is captivity. Captivity is hell, right? So is captivity actually a mind state?
I think so. I think so.
Are you in captivity?
If you're no.
You're not.
If you're in slavery in the mindset, then your life is hell.
Say it again.
If you're in a state of slavery.
In the mind, right?
Yeah, I mean, mentally, but it's projected in your life. Your life is a living hell.
Right. I understand what you're saying. But you're not in captivity right now, right?
No.
Where'd you get that shirt from?
Got it Southside. Yeah.
You got it from some store, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you get your pants from?
Store. Everything's a store. Yep.
You own it?
Yeah, I have no idea.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15.
Listen up.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
It says, it will come to pass if you don't listen to what God says, read.
to observe to do all his commandments
So you got to do his commandments, read.
and his statutes,
Uh-huh.
which I command thee this day,
Read.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if you don't do what God says, he's going to punish you. He's going to put curses on you. Is curse a bad thing or a good thing?
Yes.
Let's not look at it too deep.
It doesn't.
Hold on.
I mean, curses.
Hold on, listen.
Curses.
Let's
No,
not
okay,
look
okay,
at it
okay.
too deep.
Well,
Is
curses.
curse a good thing or a bad thing?
It's neither. Neither.
Curse a good thing or a bad thing? If I say I curse you, do you want that? No. You don't want that. Curse is a bad thing.
I see it as being either way because you can say, "Oh, you look great." That's cursing someone saying. I mean, I say curse.
Deuteronomy
Hold on.
chapter 28,
Listen.
verse 15.
But matter of fact, verse 1. And I'm going to show you there's a difference between blessings and curses.
Verse 1 or chapter?
Verse 1. 28. Listen.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 1.
There's a difference between blessings and cursings. Listen.
It shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
So if you do listen to God, read,
to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day,
and do all his laws, statutes, and commandments that he commanded you to do, read.
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high
He said he'll set you on high, read.
above all
He
nations,
said he'll set you on high above all nations, meaning you'll be the top and reigning nation. That's the blessing right there. 15.
of the earth.
15. Because we gonna end up getting
Verse
30.
15. But it shall come to pass.
Hey, bruh, I'm telling you right now, whatever, that's the devil. What the devil does is he makes sure he takes your mind away from the situation.
Hello. Yeah, I'll be there.
Good. 15.
But it shall come
Listen,
to
hey,
pass,
listen up, bro.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
So on the flip side, if you don't listen to God, read,
to observe to do all his commandments
and do his commandments, read,
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
So now all
And
these
overtake
these curses will come upon you if you don't do what he says. You got kids? You don't got kids, you do. If your child don't do what you say, what happens? They go into timeout. However you want to discipline them, right? Is it a blessing? Is you putting them in timeout a blessing? No, it's a curse. 48. Now we're going back to you. You said because you're not in slavery. Slavery is a mind state.
It is.
Slavery is a condition that we go through, which is called hell, is what the Bible we just read, right?
Yeah.
Now, listen.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Read.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemy.
It says, therefore, so this is one of the curses. Remember, he said he'll curse us, right? Hey, bruh, you listening? He said he'll curse us. One of the curses is, therefore you shall serve your enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In hunger. In hunger you will serve your enemy. Where you get your food from? What store? Name me a particular store. Walmart. Give me something
I go to
different.
Farmer's Market. I'm a vegan.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You go to somebody else's store that you don't own, your people don't own, your particular family don't own, right? So you got to go to your enemies, what the Bible says, to get that food. Right? So, and you go to work, right? You get that money from the boss, and you go pay and give your money back away to somebody you got to get your food from.
Right now.
So right now, already, you're in slavery. That's just with food. Let's see what else.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. What you drink? You say as a vegan, you don't drink tap water, do you? I'm not messing with you either. I'm trying to find out.
Cool. No, I drink alkaline water.
All right. You drink bottled water, tap water, whatever, right? If you don't pay your phone bill, you take showers. If you don't pay your phone bill, what happens? You don't own it. Water falls from the sky.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna be self-sufficient one day. That's my goal.
Listen, I want you. Remind me what you just said. Somebody please remind me that he's gonna be self-sufficient one day. So for your water, you gotta pay your enemy for it. That's slavery. You're in slavery.
Yeah.
Come on.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. I asked you about your clothes, right? You said you got them from a store from your enemies.
Yeah.
Bruh, hey, you make your own clothes? You get them from the enemy. We're in slavery. So that's the third time that you're in slavery and you got to work to buy stuff from your enemies that y'all don't own. Read.
And in one of all things.
And one of all things, that's the cell phone you got in your hand, right?
I'm actually about to have to leave.
Your people, that's fine, but your people didn't make that phone, did they?
No, they didn't.
So you got to pay your enemies for it, right?
Yeah.
Are you in slavery, yes or no?
Sure. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates on all our YouTube channels. Shalom.